When you store your crypto on a computer which is connected to the internet, you expose yourself to external risks, like, for example, hackers exploiting security vulnerabilities on your machine. In the most extreme case, it is enough to just click on a link to a broken PDF. And if your web browser has an exploitable bug in its PDF renderer, that alone could be enough to execute remote code on your machine, which in turn triggers a whole zero-day exploit chain that compromises your entire system. And while such attacks like the one I've just described are extremely difficult to pull off and can be very expensive, they may become worth the effort if the value of your crypto outweighs the costs of the attack. But luckily, all of this can be solved with air-gapped wallets. An air-gapped wallet is a wallet which is never exposed to the internet and only exists offline. But how is this supposed to work if the blockchain itself is online and needs an internet connection? I will explain this in a minute. But the most famous examples of air-gapped offline wallets are so-called hardware wallets. And there are a lot of good reasons why people are using hardware wallets. But today I will show you one alternative way to build an offline wallet yourself. I'm not here to compare the pros and cons of both approaches, but with a hardware wallet you still have the burden of having to protect a 12 or 24 word backup seed phrase. Remembering that is not feasible in my opinion, and printing it out leads to you having to protect a physical piece of paper, which is also not what we want. With the software solution I'm showing you today, you only need to remember 6 words, and those will fit effortlessly into your head. So, how does this work in practice? Normally, you have a computer which allows you to view your balance, receive payments and do everything you would normally do. But this machine is still connected to the internet. So how do we air-gap it? That's where a second machine comes into play. This machine has no access to the internet and is holding your actual keys. Now, if you want to transfer money, you create a transaction on the first computer. Then, copy the transaction file to a flash drive, connect it to the offline machine and sign your transaction. All you have to do now is to copy the signed transaction back to the online computer and upload it to the internet. And if you don't have 2 computers, you can use one single machine and reboot between online and offline modes. The download links for Tails and MyEtherWallet can be found in the video description. I will now show how to do everything you need on a Linux system using the command line. If you are using a different operating system, follow the Tails installation instructions on the download page instead. First, I will download Tails. Then I download the offline version of MyEtherWallet. This step is optional, and if you want you can skip to the next section. But why verify signatures in the first place? It boils down to trust. If a developer releases a piece of software, you trust the developer that he will not add any malicious bullshit or malware to your download. But between you and the developer are a lot of things that are going on, like the server which is hosting the zip files which we just downloaded. To make sure that no one gets in the way between you and the software's original developer, we can use cryptographic signatures to guarantee that the software is authentic and has not been tampered with. I will not show you how to set up a GPG keyring. There are tutorials for that. But once you have set up your GPG keyring, you can come back to this video. So, let's import some public keys. Go to the Tails download page from the description and download the signature file and its GPG signing key. Then go to the MyEtherWallet download page and download the signature file for the offline release. After that we go to the GitHub project page of MyEtherWallet and download MEW pubkey GPG. Import both keys via the command line from the directory to which you have downloaded them. GPG, import, downloads, Tails signing key. GPG, import, downloads, MEW pubkey GPG. Note that you only have to import those keys the very first time you do this. Once the keys are imported, you can verify files and every single release that will be uploaded to the downloads page in the future. Next, we need to verify those keys. Edit the Tails keys with gpg edit keys tails@bohm.org. All commands I'm using here can be found in the video description. The FPR command will show you the fingerprint of this key. It is very important to ensure that the fingerprint matches the one you see on your screen right now. If not, you have either downloaded the wrong keys, or your computer has been compromised, or this video became outdated because the developer switched to new keys. Next, use the trust command and choose for to trust the key fully. After that, sign the key with the sign command. It may ask you for your keyring password. Quit with the Q command and type yes if it asks you to save before you quit. Now let's do the same with MyEtherWallet. gpg edit key support@myetherwallet.com and use the FPR command to compare the fingerprints. Then trust for sign Q and yes. Use gpg verify to check the signature. If it displays good signature, it means your download is authentic and safe. I will use the command line to write the Tails image to our thumb drive. If you don't know how to use the command line or are not on Linux, follow the instructions on the Tails download page instead. Before connecting your USB thumb drive, run sudo dmask-w and enter your sudo password. Now connect your stick and you should see something like this on your console. The only important part here is the name of the device which you just plugged in. If dmask is still running, you can abort it with Ctrl+C. Now we can flash Tails onto the thumb drive with the following command. Sudo dd, then if for input file, equal, then the path to our downloaded Tails image, then of for output file, and equal def sdb. Make sure that the device is the correct one. Otherwise you may overwrite your system partition and break your entire computer. Writing Tails to your thumb drive will delete everything stored on the drive forever. To add the progress animation, add status progress and then a block size of 1 MB to speed it up. Now hit enter and wait. Next, we need a second USB stick. Open it with your file manager and copy the MyEtherWallet zip archive to it. Unmount it safely and we have everything we need now. To start Tails OS, you need a real computer, not a virtual machine. Using a virtual machine for the very specific use case we have in this video will not give you any security benefits. Reboot your machine with the Tails thumb drive plugged in. If your computer does not boot Tails, you have to either check the BIOS settings or press some keys during startup to ensure that you are booting from USB. This is specific to every computer, so you have to search the internet to figure out how to do this on your machine. Pick your language, keyboard layout and then click the plus button under additional settings. There we go to offline mode and disable all networking. We now have a fresh and brand new operating system with no baggage and no malware on it. Every single time you boot your thumb drive, you will get a new and clean environment. But this also means that everything you do inside Tails OS, every file you create and every configuration setting you change will be lost when you shut down your computer. It is like a disposable throwaway system. The only way to make data permanent is to copy it to the second USB stick which we have prepared earlier. So plug in your second USB stick and open it. Go to Activities, type Keepass and open Keepass XC. Create a new database. Next, encryption settings. You can keep the defaults. They are really decent and a lot of thought has been put into them. Now set a database password. But instead of coming up with a random password yourself, you should consider a Diceware password. For that, click on the dice, make sure the password is visible by clicking on the eye, and then switch to passphrase. Set the word count to 6, which will give you 6 words that will be your password. But isn't this less secure than a random combination of letters, numbers and characters? No. The strength of a Diceware password derives from the large size of the dictionary that was used to generate the password. And just 6 words alone will give you a ginormous amount of possible combinations, which are strong enough for pretty much all use cases. But if that's not enough for you to feel safe, you can go to 7 or even 8 words. The important part is to make sure you memorize this password really well. If you forget it, it's over. Forever. Your crypto will not be accessible anymore. You can write it down temporarily to a piece of paper, which you then destroy after a couple of days of memorizing it. Apply this password and click Done. I will name it Seed Phrases. You have to save the Keepass database to your USB stick. Now you have a password database file, which you have to protect very well. If you lose it, it's over. Forever. But since this password file is encrypted, you can safely give a copy of this file to your friends and family, just in case you lose it. Or you can upload it to a cloud storage provider. No one will be able to open this file without knowing your 6 words. Let's see if unlocking this database works. Go back to Keepass XC and close the window. Then double-click the database file and enter your password. Done. That's it. If you keep the Keepass XC window open for too long without using it, it will lock itself and you have to re-enter your password. But there's one major and very important thing to consider. Never unlock this database on a computer which is connected to the internet. And never unlock it on a stranger's laptop, because it may be equipped with a hardware keylogger which records every single key you type. Make sure that no one is shoulder surfing, because recording your fingers with the smartphone can make guessing your password much easier. Researchers have shown that just by recording the sound of you typing on your keyboard, it is possible to use machine learning to extract the words you have typed. And if you are paranoid, don't use a wireless keyboard, because those are susceptible to frequency analysis attacks. Go to Activities and search for Electrum. It will warn you that persistence is disabled, but we press launch anyways. After a few seconds, it offers us to create a new wallet. We press next. Select standard wallet. Select create a new seed. Copy these 12 words and go back to Keepass XC. Click the plus symbol to create a new entry. I call it Bitcoin seed phrase. Paste your 12 words and then confirm with OK. Now go back to Electrum and press next. It will ask you to confirm that you have memorized your 12 words. I copy those from our Keepass database and click next. Electrum will ask you for a new password, but I will leave this one empty. The Electrum wallet created here is just temporary and will disappear when you shut down Tails OS. And since we have the seed phrase in our Keepass database, we can restore the Electrum wallet as many times as we want in the future. Now go to Wallet and select Information. Copy the master public key. Go to Activities and launch Text Editor. Paste your master key. Now go back to Electrum, go to the Receive tab and press Create Request. The expiration date makes no difference here and can be ignored. Switch to Address and copy it. Now we can paste it into our text editor. This is your public Bitcoin address to which people can send money. Save this file to your USB stick for later. Now you are done and can close Electrum. If you lose this text file, you can regenerate it again from your seed phrase as many times as you want. Go back to your USB stick and right-click the MyEtherWallet zip file. Extract it to a directory called Tor browser. Now go to this directory and double-click index.html. It will take a while for Tor browser to open, but once it does, you should see a white screen. Reload the page. Press Create Wallet. Pick Software, Select mnemonic phrase and it will generate 12 words for restoring your Ethereum wallet later on. Switch back to Keepass XC and create a new entry for these 12 words. Go back to Tor browser and confirm. It will ask you to verify your seed phrase, so go back to Keepass and reveal your seed password to solve the verification. Now you can access your wallet. Select software, mnemonic phrase and copy paste your password from Keepass XC. Here, just scroll down and accept the terms and conditions. Now you can go to the top left of the page and copy your Ethereum address. Use the text editor to save this Ethereum address to your USB stick. Done. You can close Tor browser. Now that your Keepass XC database has been updated with those seed phrases, make sure to back up the database file properly. This is the only important file here. All other files on your USB stick can either be downloaded from the internet or regenerated from your seed phrase. Reboot or switch to your online machine and plug in your USB stick with your wallet data. Install Electrum either through your package manager or download it from the website in the video description. Start Electrum and create a standard wallet. Select Use a master key. Open the Bitcoin text file from your USB stick and copy-paste the first line with the public master key back into Electrum. You don't need a password because this wallet is read-only and everything on the blockchain is public anyways. If you have installed Electrum through a Linux package manager, you don't need automatic update checks. Every time you launch Electrum, it will show this warning telling you that the wallet is read-only. Normally, Electrum will list all your transactions here, but since this wallet is brand new, you don't have any Bitcoin yet. Send Bitcoin to your public address which you have copied earlier. On your online machine, open a browser and go to Etherscan. Now open the Ethereum text file from your USB stick and copy-paste your Ethereum address into Etherscan's search bar. Here you can see your Ethereum balance and all the transactions related to your wallet. I really recommend bookmarking this page, as this is the primary tool you will use for viewing your wallet. Send some Ethereum to your address and refresh the page. Once you have some Bitcoin in your wallet, you can initiate a transaction. This must happen on your online machine, because Electrum tries to fetch the optimal transaction fee from the network. Go to the Send tab, enter the wallet address of the recipient and the amount of Bitcoin to transfer. Click on Pay. You can adjust the fee parameter here, but I always stick with the fee suggested by Electrum. Click Preview, then press Share at the bottom left and Save to File. This will create the partial transaction, which you should save to your USB stick. Now start Tails OS in offline mode like I've explained earlier. Launch Electrum and create a new standard wallet. Select I already have a seed. Plug in your USB stick and open your Keepass database. Then copy-paste your Bitcoin seed phrase into Electrum. You don't need to set a wallet password, as this wallet will be deleted when you shut down Tails OS. Go to Tools, Load Transaction from File and select the partial transaction file which you have prepared earlier. Review the address of the recipient and the amount, then press Sign. After that, export the transaction to a file and save it to your USB stick. Reboot or switch back to your online machine, connect your USB stick and open your read-only Electrum wallet. Go to Tools, Load Transaction from File and select the signed and final transaction file from your USB stick. Press Broadcast. Your transaction should show up pretty quickly in Electrum, but it can take between 15 minutes and 2 hours until the transaction gets finalized. Open a browser on your online machine and go to the homepage of MyEtherWallet. At the very bottom of this page, you will find Send Offline Helper. This is the page which you will use for initiating transactions, so I really recommend bookmarking it. Here you leave the Ethereum network selected, because as of right now, MyEtherWallet seems to have some issues with other networks. Now, paste your own Ethereum address from which you want to send Ethereum. After pasting your address, the website may need a few seconds until it responds. It will determine the current gas price for you and the nonce, which is just a transaction counter related to your wallet. Click Export JSON file at the bottom and save this file to your USB stick. You can close your browser now. Next, open a text editor and paste the recipient's address into it. This is the destination address to which you want to send Ethereum. Save this file to your USB stick. Now, start Tails OS in offline mode like I have explained earlier. Plug in your USB stick, extract the latest MyEtherWallet zip archive to the Tor browser directory and open index.html. The browser can take a while to start and may require a website refresh. Create a new software wallet from a mnemonic phrase and copy-paste your Ethereum seed phrase from your Keepass database. Then press next and accept the terms and conditions. Go back to your USB stick and copy the JSON file which you have exported earlier from your online computer to the Tor browser directory. This is necessary because Tor browser runs in a sandbox and is only allowed to see this specific directory. Now go back to your browser. The website may complain about being offline, but you can ignore this warning. Input the amount of Ethereum to send and copy the recipient's address from the text file on your USB stick. Then scroll down and upload your JSON file from earlier. Once you have verified the transaction values, you can sign your transaction by pressing Generate Transaction. Download the signed transaction and copy it back to your USB stick. Plug your USB stick back to your online computer and navigate to MyEtherWallet's offline helper. Leave the Ethereum network selected. Paste your Ethereum address and upload your signed JSON file. Our example wallet is empty, so this won't work. But otherwise, this is where you can check your transaction details for the last time before pressing confirm and send. When everything is done, go back to Etherscan and wait for the transaction to show up. The only thing left is liking, subscribing and watching this video where I give my opinions on whether cryptocurrencies have any value at all.